I'm Lily. Today I'm going to read you Roalddal Matilda, Chapter 21, Part 2. A new home. A new home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 21. Oh, it's right. Roalddal Matilda, Chapter 21, Part 2. It's the last story of Matilda. Yesterday I read you. Matilda went home, and Matilda's mom and dad were packing. What happened to them? That's I'm going to tell you. Okay, this page and start with it. Both okay. Her mother and father were both in a horror, frantically stuffing clothing and various objects into suitcases. "What on earth going on?" she cried. "What's happening, Daddy?" "We're off," Mr. Wormer said, not looking up. "We are leaving for the airport in half an hour, so you'd better get packed. Your brothers are upstairs, and you'd better get packed. Your brothers upstairs, all ready to go. Get a move on, girl. Get going." "Off?" Matilda cried. Where to?" "Spain," the father said. "It's better than this loud country." "Spain!" Matilda cried. "I don't want to go to Spain. I love it here, and I love my school." "Just do as you're told, and stop arguing," the father snapped. "I've got enough troubles without messing about with you." "But Daddy," Matilda began. "Shut up," the father shouted. "We're leaving in 30 minutes. I'm not missing the plane." "But how long for, Daddy?" Matilda cried. "When are we coming back?" "We aren't," the father said. "Now beat it, I'm busy." Matilda turned away from him and walked out through the open front door. As soon as she was on the road, she began to run. She headed straight back towards Miss Honey's house and reached it in less than 4 minutes. She flew up and drive, and suddenly she saw Miss Honey in front of garden, standing in the middle of a bed, roses of doing something with a pair of clippers. Miss Honey had heard the sound of Matilda's feet racing over the gravel, and now she straightened up. She stepped out of the rose bed as the child came running up. My, she said. "What in the world is the matter?" Matilda stood before, panting out of breath, her small face flushed crimson all over. "They're leaving," she cried. They've all gone mad, and they're filling their stockings, and they are leaving for Spain in about 30 minutes. "Who is?" Miss Honey said quietly. "Mommy and Daddy, my brother Mike, and they say I've got to go with them." "You mean for a holiday?" Miss Honey asked. "Forever," Matilda said. "Daddy said we're never coming back." There was a brief silence. Then Miss Honey said, "Actually, I'm not very surprised." "You mean you knew that they were going?" Matilda cried. "Why didn't you tell me?" "No, darling," Miss Honey said. "I did not know they were going, but the news still didn't surprise me." "Why?" Matilda cried. "Please tell me why." She was still out of breath from the running and from the shock of it all. "Because your father," Miss Honey said, "it is in with a bunch of crooks. Everyone in the village knows that. My guess is that he's a receiver of stolen cars from all over the country. He isn't in debt." Matilda stared at her open mouth. Miss Honey went on. "People brought stolen cars to your father's workshop, where he changed the number plates and the race parade, the bodies of different color, and all the rest of it. And now somebody's probably tipped him off that the police are onto him, and he's doing what they all do, running off to Spain, where they can't get him. He will have been sending his money out there for years already and waiting for him to arrive." They were standing on the lawn in front of the lovely red brick house with its weathered old red tiles and its tall chimneys. Miss Honey still had a pair of garden clippers in one hand. It was warm golden evening, and a blackbird was singing somewhere nearby. I don't want to go with them, Matilda shouted suddenly. I won't go with them. I'm afraid you must, Miss Honey said. I want to live here with you, Matilda cried out. Please let me live here with you. I only wish you could, Miss Honey said, but I'm afraid it's not possible. You can't leave your parents just because you want to. They have a right to take you with them. But what if they agreed? Matilda cried angrily. What if they say yes? I can stay with you. Would you let me stay with you then? Miss Honey says gently. Yes, it would be heaven. Well, I think they might, Matilda said. I honestly think they might. They don't actually care tuppence about me. Not so fast, Miss Honey said. We've got to be fast, Matilda said. They are leaving any moment. Come on, she shouted, grasping Miss Honey's hand. Please come with me and ask them, but we will have to hurry. We will have to run. They ran. The next moment, the two of them were running down the drive together and then out of to the road, and Matilda was ahead, pulling Miss Honey after her by her wrist, and it was a wonderful dash that made along the country lane and through the village to the house where Matilda's parents lived. The big black Mercedes was still outside, and its boot and all its doors were open, and Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood and the brother were scurrying around elegant and peeling suitcases, and Matilda and Miss Honey came dashing. Daddy and Mommy, Matilda burst out, gasping for breath. I don't want to go with you. I want to stay here and live with Miss Honey, and she says that I can, but only if you give me permission. Please say yes. Go on, Daddy. Say yes, Mommy. The father turned and looked at Miss Honey. You're the teacher woman who once came here to see me, aren't you? He said. Then he went back to storing the suitcases into the car. His wife said to him, This one will have to go on the back seat. There's no more room in the boot. I would love to have Matilda, Miss Honey said. I would look after her with loving care, Mr. Wormwood, and I would pay for everything. She wouldn't cost you a penny. But it was not my idea, it was Matilda's, and I will not agree to take her without your full and willing consent. Come on, Harry, the mother said, pushing a suitcase into the backseat. Why don't we let her go if that's what she wants? It will be one less to look after. I'm in a hurry, the father said. I've got a plane to catch. If she wants to stay, let her stay. It's fine with me. Matilda leaped into Miss Honey's arms and hugged her. And Miss Honey hugged her back, and then the mother and father and brother were inside the car, and the car was pulling away with the tires screaming. The brother gave a wave through the rear window, but the other two didn't even look back. Miss Honey was still hugging the tiny girl in her arms, and neither of them said a word as they stood there watching the big black car tearing round the corner at the end of the road and disappearing forever into the distance. The end. Bye.